Hello guys, welcome to Hatch Split Economics, Hatch the Split. It's your girl Connie. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do already, just the buttons. Hit the like and subscribe button, help me out. And hit the notification bell so you can get notifications of all my videos. So welcome guys, welcome back. And I got some great responses on my PCOS video. I'm actually still answering emails. So I wanted to share this with you because I think this is the biggest secret in the world in regards to diet. And even if you're not black, white, whatever, but my channel is for African American women, but anybody can listen to this. This is a diet that's kept away from most women. And I don't know exactly why. And the reason why I got into this diet, the reason why I'm knowledgeable about it is because I have PCOS, and one of the biggest things about PCOS is that it can cause infertility. So, you want to be proactive, you want to engage that, you want to make sure. So there's something called the fertility diet. I got it from Presbyterian Hospital. That's where I was treated for PCOS. That's where I was officially giving my formal diagnosis, Presbyterian New York, which is one of the best hospitals. And what I realized is that the fertility diet is probably the most underrated diet in the world. So before you say, what am I talking about? So let me just explain female fertility to you. When I say fertility to some of my female friends, the first thing they say is, I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to be fertile. And it's really sad because I don't think the average woman, especially the African American woman, I don't think she understands what it means to be fertile. When you're fertile, that means your body is at its most healthiest point. So even if you're not looking to conceive, that should no way, in any way, shape, or form, keep you from wanting to be fertile. Because when you're fertile, that means a lot of things are working correctly for your body. So I learned this when I went to a seminar that I paid for at Presbyterian Hospital that talked about longevity and how to look younger, how to be slimmer, how to lose weight, how to keep weight off, how to have better looking skin with less lines, less wrinkles, or just having skin that's not in, that kind of creepy condition. And just overall stamina, youthfulness, everything that a woman would want from an actual diet, not this calorie reduction, a diet that actually increases your health. And what's crazy is that the fertility diet actually kind of is proactive into all the things that affect African American women, especially African American women. So all the hormone imbalances, all the pH balances that gets thrown off, that's what causes any type of negative increase in the body. So no matter what you are experiencing, if you're not eating properly, you're going to keep having that up and down in the hormones and pH balance. That's why it's so important when you're trying to get well. It really does matter what you eat. So I have my computer here. And as always, you guys know I love my receipts. I'm going to put the links for the fertility diet in the description box. Guys, I think this is probably one of the most important videos in regards to nutrition. And you're probably saying, why are you doing this? Connie, why are you doing this on the economics channel? Girl, if you only knew how much healthcare is costing the African American community. We're talking about millions of dollars are being wasted because African American women aren't getting the proper information, African American women aren't getting the proper nutrition, and African American women aren't getting the proper care. So all this repetition, going back and forth, and it's costing lives. As we talked about in my other PCOS video, the lack of clarity, the lack of communication, and the lack of awareness is costing Black women lives. Women should not only want to be fertile just to get pregnant. That's a negative rap. I actually tried to talk about this to one of my friends online. We're talking through Messenger, and it was so funny. The first thing she said is, I don't want to be fertile. If you're not fertile, you're going to cease to look young. If you're not fertile, your hair, your nails, I'm talking about everything that you love about being a woman will start to rescind because that's how the body is. I know it's cruel. The body is like, oh, we're not working no more. We're not making babies. So everything goes away. So that's why you want to increase your fertility, which means increase your health. It doesn't mean I'm going to get pregnant easier. That's not what it means. It means the level of fertility in your body is at a peak and healthy level. You should never want to decrease your fertility because when you suppress your fertility, something's going to give. You're going to gain weight. you can actually start to get premature wrinkles, premature lines. You can actually start to get premature grays. And sometimes birth control has these effects because you're suppressing estrogen, which keeps you fertile and healthy. So I'm going to talk about the foods really quick. What makes you fertile? And what's crazy is that a lot of these foods are actually essential for other functions in the body. And that's what gets me so like frustrated. People look at this stuff and say, "Oh, just for fertility." You might even recognize some of these foods from other diets, like the Mediterranean diet or the Atkins diet or the paleo diet, because these things are the core of what makes you healthy and strong. So I'm just going to go through it really quick with you. And this is the official fertility diet, okay? So lean animal protein. So we're talking lean, like turkey, lean chicken, and lean beef. Fatty fish, like salmon. Complex carbs, a minimum of complex carbs. So not too much processed foods. Oysters, yams, berries. So you're talking about healthy food. Fuel up on leafy greens, whole grains, eggs, legumes, meat, fish, or fish oil, or supplements. Water and lots of water. So listen to that. Water and lots of water. You're talking about leafy greens, whole grains, eggs. So this is a diet that's not just good for fertility. It's good for you. And what I'm trying to tell women is that no matter what your objective is, please get it through your head. You should never want to decrease your fertility. That can actually cause diseases. That can actually cause other things, because when you're fertile, you're getting the right nutrients in the body, you're eating the right food and healthy. Notice what it says: eggs, meat, fish, fish oil, leafy greens, whole grains. It says steer clear. This is the part that kills me, okay? Steer clear of acidic food like coffee, alcohol, meat, and processed foods, which make your cervical muscles hostile to sperm. Let's say it again. I'm going to read it to you again. Steer clear of acidic foods like coffee, alcohol, meat, processed foods, which make your cervical muscles hostile to sperm. What I try to tell women is that if you look online, you don't have to listen to me, acidic foods or keeping your body in an acidic state makes inflammation. And inflammation is said to be connected to cancer, breast cancer, endometriosis. It aggravates PCOS. So that's why I'm trying to educate Black women and let them know that if you're not talking about being fertile all the time, you're going to have poor health. And there's a big, misconception that you only need to be fertile to conceive. But when you conceive, that's when your body should be at its most maximum healthy point. I hope that kind of makes sense. When you're looking to have a child, that means your body should be good, right? But I'm just so frustrated that when a woman goes to a GYN, why don't they tell you that these things aren't good for you, period? Keeping your body in an acidic state is not good. Keeping your body and to a diet that's prone to inflammation is not good. So you shouldn't only be looking to be fertile just to conceive. Even if you never want kids, even if you have 15 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids, 2, whatever it is. The point is, I'm sure you want thick, healthy hair, right? I'm sure you want nice, smooth skin, right? I'm sure you don't want to go gray early. I'm sure you don't want to have weak bones. I'm sure you want to be proactive and try your best to eat foods that will decrease your chance of cancer, decrease your chance of diabetes, decrease your chance of any pH balance that throws the body over. Because we have a lot of things going on in our body. You see me moving? A lot of things. So if we're not eating healthy, one thing that throws it off, it can make us have an overgrowth of certain things, an overgrowth of this, overgrowth of that. So it's really important to eat a healthy diet, but not just any diet, knowing what foods in nature are going to target your needs as a woman. Because even I can go on there's so many diets out there that will make you lose weight. And that's another thing. Don't only focus on calorie reduction, because when you focus only on calorie reduction, you can miss out on foods that support these healthy systems, that support your fertility, that supports the collagen in your skin, that supports the hair. That's why some people, when they go on extreme diet, they say, oh, my hair is falling out. it's because your body's not getting the nutrients, or when they go on an extreme diet, their skin gets really patchy or they start getting flaky. It's all about pH balance and keeping the body at a nice, even level. So it's really important that you know that. So I'm going to touch this link right here. And I really feel like GYNs should be giving women a healthy eating plan, period. Not just when you're pregnant, because you need this to sustain a healthy life. Let me tell you something. When I went to Presbyterian, I was the only black woman there. And I wasn't expecting. And there were other women who weren't expecting. And they wanted to do, learn more about fertility just to keep their body healthy, because their doctors, Becky's doctors, are telling her what to do. And it's all, the receipts is there. You can see that's why our health is disproportionate. Becky's doctors are telling her that this kind of diet will get you slim, it will make you live longer, it'll make you younger, it'll give you fuller hair, it'll give you better nails. So I don't understand why more women of color and women in general don't know about this diet. It's just not for conceiving. If you just look at the list of foods, these are foods that are extremely beneficial for anyone to eat, okay? So we're gonna talk about foods, all right? So right here, beans, fish, leafy green vegetables, and seeds. Eat foods rich in iron and protein. Important if you have endometriosis or bleed heavily. So I'm going to stop right there. That's what gets me upset. Why are we only talking about fertility foods only for fertility? How many women have endometriosis? How many women do you know that have endometriosis and are never even told what to eat by a doctor? I have endometriosis as well. And my doctors never discussed nutrition with me, ever, 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 ever. It's not until I went to a nutritionist or I seen some type of botanical doctor, some other type of doctor, alternative medicine. But that's what kills me. That's why it's so important to know what supports fertility. Because even if you don't want to get pregnant, look at that. Eating certain foods can stop the aggravation of endometriosis flare-ups, okay? Eat foods like fish, seeds, and leafy greens, which have anti-inflammatory properties, all right? This is what I'm telling you. Anti-inflammatory is an actual diet, and people that want to keep the body healthy, they want to eat these good foods. So that's why I'm saying women should strive for optimum fertility. And it does not mean getting pregnant. Oh my gosh, it gets me so frustrated, because if you say you don't want to be fertile, that means you don't want to be healthy. When you're a female and you're fertile, that means your body is at its healthiest peak. Now, let's just say you're over a certain age, you're going through menopause, you can still eat these foods, because these foods are essential for other functions, and they're essential to be proactive in preventing other diseases. So it's really good you say that. It's really good. So let's what it says right here. Eat plenty of bell peppers, tomatoes, broccoli, kiwi, citrus, and other foods high in vitamin C. Vitamin C helps the body absorb iron from beans, whole grain foods, and fortified foods. So vitamin C helps to break down other foods. So that's why it's good to get citrus. Citrus is good for you. It says steer clear of processed food, cold foods, alcohol, caffeine, stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that you're getting healthy foods. And it talks about fish oil. Omega-3 helps to speed up your metabolism. So for my ladies that want to lose weight, if you eat a lot of fatty fish, if you take omega-3, you will speed up your metabolism. Even right now, as I'm working out and, trying to get into my fitness shape, I live on omega-3. Omega-3 is amazing. It is like, you'll see a difference. You can take it. And if you don't like fish, you can actually buy the capsules. Make sure it's 100% natural omega-3. Sometimes, they do some sketchy stuff. Go to GNC, or you can buy from, I think they got a place called Bodybuilder or bodysomething.com. I'll put it in the description box. But I like to get stuff online because GNC could be a little bit of, whatever. But just look at the links that I'm going to put there, and look at this. Pineapple It's high in beta carotene. It's an excellent anti-inflammatory properties. So they said there's a lot of research going on for the benefit of eating pineapple. So it says feed up on soups and, stay away from, fried foods and stuff like. So it's basically the most optimum diet. And I try to tell women, aim for fertility. I had this conversation with another friend of mine, and again, when you say fertility, they get scared. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get pregnant. It's not about that. And women need to know, when your body is not in a fertile state, it makes it prone to get sick. Because fertility, you have to understand, I know it sounds, kind of ancient, but your whole existence is to reproduce. Whether you like it or not, you don't have to, but your body's main function as a female is to reproduce. So your body tries its best to keep itself in a reproductive, healthy state. You don't have to have kids. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't want people to watch this video and Kanye saying, eat a diet and have a baby. No, 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 no. What I'm saying is that the benefits of being at your most fertile is the optimum benefits you can get in terms of being healthy. It means that it is the best possible state to keep your body in. And I'm so frustrated that more doctors don't talk about that. You can't just talk about fertility when you want to get pregnant, because that's ridiculous. You should want to be fertile at all times. And it's crazy that you can go to a GYN, especially when you're a woman of color, they will not talk about that. Why do you think people have miscarriages? Why do you think people die in childbirth? Why do you think people have children that, may get injured or get affected during the pregnancy? It's because we do not keep ourselves in a fertile, healthy state. And you can't just do it when you want a baby. The reason why I'm going to keep saying it is because being fertile is a symbol of optimum health. And I think, I don't want to say too much, but I think we're in an era where even saying positive things about being pregnant or positive things about keeping yourself pregnant, it can almost be taboo. Because when I went to the Presbyterian conference, they were saying that some women will find it offensive that you are saying keep yourself fertile. And I'm like, yeah, but you're talking in the medical terms to keep the body reproductive as long as possible, not saying you have to reproduce. So this is what gets me frustrated. You have a group of women who are, I guess, so-called women's rights advocates who are actually fighting against women's health. It doesn't make any sense to me. So it's not about being politically correct. It's science. So if your body is the most fertile, meaning that you can have that baby, you can go to 9 months, it means that you are at the healthiest peak. Just think about, who is more prone for miscarriages, whether you're black or white. Who is more prone? Obese women. Obese women, overweight women, pre-diabetic, diabetic people, they have the most challenges carrying a full baby to term, and also they're the highest risk for complications in birth. So that's why I'm trying to tell people, it's all connected, and making sure. So definitely check the description box. I'm definitely going to put all the diets in there, what to eat, and you're going to see that it's going to be like, oh, this is just eating clean. This is just eating, but there's certain things like omega supplements, vitamin C, eating anti-inflammatory foods, knowing which foods cause inflammation. And it's sad, if all over the internet, like, you can just check it. Even medical journals have said there's something about keeping the body in a highly acidic nature that makes it prone to diseases. There's something about eating foods that will cause inflammation in the body that makes it prone to diseases like inflammation, like endometriosis. So it's really important for women of color to know, if you want to lose weight, if you want to grow the healthiest hair you've ever had, if you want to look younger longer, if you want to have the most, suppleness to the skin for a long period of time, and I'm talking about the longest, you should try to increase your fertility. And it's a shame, because of a political agenda. I don't know. When I went to Presbyterian, they were talking that it's controversial to say to keep a woman fertile. I'm like, why? Do you understand that if you are not fertile, that fertility is connected to vital functions in the female body? Do you understand, if you're not fertile, there's things that are happening to the body that you probably don't want? So I don't know where this is coming from. I don't want to dwell on that too much because that was one particular meeting. But I do believe that that can possibly be influencing the way that GYNs give nutritional information. Because when I was telling that friend on Messenger, she's so sweet, I was like, keep your body fertile. The first thing she said is, I don't want kids. It's just not for that. It's the way your body's supposed to function. It's the way your body's supposed to function so you don't gain weight. It's the way your body's supposed to function so you don't get, aging skin. It's the way your body's supposed to function so it's proactive in keeping away cancer and other inflammation diseases. So I'm not too sure how we got to the point where just the mere suggestion of being fertile is like toxic, because that is what the core of your body's for. Your ovaries, your fallopian tube, your uterus. You got to keep these organs healthy. I don't get it, guys. It's all connected. It's really, it's just crazy to me that we got to this point in history. We have so much women's rights activists, and yet I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm going to put it together for you guys. I just want to make sure to go through this before I'm done. So foods for fertility. According to a study diet and fertility from Harvard Medical School, unlike other factors you cannot control, like age, genetics, eating certain foods and avoiding others is something you can do yourself without medical intervention. So click through for 8 diet changes. So you want to make sure that you're eating healthy carbs, not cakes, cookies, white breads, and white rice, which turns it into blood sugar. This is what kills me, because that's actually a great way to coach women who have PCOS. So if you got polycystic ovarian syndrome, if you're African American, it's suspected over 50% of us as African American women have PCOS, and it goes undiagnosed, which causes obesity. Not weight gain, obesity, which means an immense disproportionate amount of it's over your goal, over your suggested weight, very unhealthy. And if you aren't coached or you don't know, eating foods like cookies, cakes, white breads, and white rice quickly turns into blood sugar. So when you have PCOS, you don't process sugar properly. It just sits. So if you eat more and more, you're going to be prone to gain weight rapidly. To drive down blood sugar spike, the pancreas releases insulin into the bloodstream. Good carbs, those containing fiber such as fruits, vegetables, beans, and whole grains, are digested slowly and have a more gradual effect on blood sugar and insulin. Studies have found that high insulin levels appear to inhibit ovulation. So this is what I'm talking about. Not only does high insulin levels prohibit ovulation, but it makes you fat. And your doctor needs to tell you this, but they're not telling you. And that's why Connie's telling you. That's why I'm telling you, because it's almost criminal to me. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm reading stuff from Harvard, and I'm going through medical journals because that's my passion. Because I see so many Black women struggle with so many health ailments, and no one's telling Black women to keep the body fertile. And fertility is only spoken to people that are trying to have kids. That is so not the correct thing. When your body is fertile, it's at the peak condition of health. I'm going to keep saying it until you hear it and believe me. And again, I'm going to say this again. Make sure you check the description box for links. Everything I talk about, you guys know I always give the receipts. All right, so unsaturated fats. Avoid all trans fats and eat healthy, unsaturated fats. That is excellent. Why aren't women being told that all year round? The fertility diet is the truth. You will lose so much weight so fast. So trans fats found primarily in foods such as commercial baked and snack foods, animal products, French fries, and some margarines increase insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is one of the #1 factors that causes PCOS. Can you see what makes me frustrated? It causes PCOS, insulin resistance. And being not insulin resistant, not having that problem makes you fertile and healthy. Do you guys see the connect, what I'm talking about? I really hope I'm doing a good job in this video. And I really hope you guys see that the fertility diet is the best diet in the world. Because if you did the fertility diet, it can prevent PCOS. It can restrict the effects of PCOS. And it does so much more. And it's just frustrating that people aren't told, especially African American women, the benefits of keeping your body in a fertility state. You'll be slim, you won't be fat, you won't be prone to cancer and prone to be pre-diabetic. This is massive. So when you go to your doctor, talk about foods for fertility. And if your doctor says, you only gotta worry about that if you're pregnant or getting pregnant, wah, wah, that's horrible. That is horrible. Think about it. If you're trying to have a baby, do you want to be fertile in that moment? Don't you want to have a healthy body? Because you have to realize the less healthy your body is, unfortunately, that can affect the birth of the child. That can affect the actual health of the child. And it can affect the labor, the birth. You can die. Or your child can have, issues when they're inside. Or just a really rough, totally unnecessary rough labor. Let me continue. So, insulin helps move glucose from the bloodstream to the cells. Resistant means it's harder to move glucose into the cells. I'm insulin resistant, by the way. The pancreas keeps pumping out more insulin, and that result is more insulin in the bloodstream. So high insulin levels are metabolic disturbances that affect ovulation. So it's just not about ovulation. Having these disturbances can also cause obesity. This is almost like reading to you about PCOS. And do you see why it's paramount to have your body in a fertile state? And more women need to talk about this and not be scared of the F word, fertility. Okay? Protein. And protein is if you want to lose weight, protein is your best friend. Why do you think when you go to GNC, you see mad protein powders, you see mad protein bars? Because protein builds muscles and muscles burn fat. That's why the fertility diet is the best diet. I don't know why people don't know about it. So get more protein from plant foods like beans and less from red meat. So if you're going to eat red meat, try to get organic grass-fed red meat and lean cuts. I know people love red meat, but try to make sure you're getting organic, grass-fed. Try to stay away from the generic stuff because that stuff is full of so much processing and chemicals. Plant protein from beans, nuts, seeds, tofu comes with healthy fats and is relatively low in calories and could be helpful for weight loss. So do you see this? I'm reading to you from a fertility diet page, the same page they directed me to when I was a Presbyterian, and they're talking about weight loss. Think about how much information you're not getting. Don't you want to lose weight? Don't you want to stay losing weight? I always tell women, all these extreme diets, anyone can lose weight on a diet. What you want to do is adapt a healthy lifestyle that's beneficial to the body. The worst thing you can do is a severe calorie reduction. That's how you get loose skin. That's how you get saggy skin. Because when I lost about 120 pounds. I was 254, now I'm 153. My goal is 120. So people say, did you have surgery for skin? I'm like, no, because I supported the muscles. I supported my skin by eating healthy. When you do severe calorie reduction and you don't even care about vitamin E, which supports collagen, or vitamin A, which supports collagen, or you don't eat collagen-rich foods, you got to remember your collagen's elasticity. And when you stop eating that stuff, it stops being elastic. It stops snapping back. So you need to drink a lot of water and you need to eat collagen-rich foods, which are basically proteins. But when you're just looking only at calories, things like Weight Watchers or pre-packaged weight loss foods are completely horrible because they're devoid of nutrients and only focusing on calorie reduction. And what's the use to lose weight if you look like you're melting and your skin's hanging off? So you really want to make sure that you support the systems in your body that keeps you supple and firm. And also, eyesight and and proactive things like, hair and keeping your hair full. I know a lot of people, when they go on extreme diets, their hair falls out. Your hair's not falling out. You're starving your scalp. It's not getting the nutrients it needs to keep the hair strong. So you want to make sure that you're eating the right things, okay? Let's go on. Whole milk, okay? So consume 1 or 2 servings a day of whole milk or other full-fat dairy foods, just yogurt and low-fat dairy. So people are Kanye, organic whole milk, please. All right, and yogurt is great. Yogurt has a lot of probiotics, and it helps you lose weight. So you can look that up. I'll probably put a link in the video. But probiotics actually help you to lose weight. So you'll always see me eating yogurt, and real yogurt, not the fake yogurt. It has to be Greek yogurt with active cultures. So Greek yogurt, Chobani, stuff like that. Try to stay away from the sugar like Yoplait and Breyers. You want to make sure you get real yogurt like Chobani, stuff like that. Multivitamins. Yes, take a daily multivitamin with at least 400 micrograms of folic acid, all right? This will keep you slim, all right? Women in the Harvard study who took daily multivitamins containing 400 micrograms of folic acid were 40% less likely to experience oval infertility over 8 years. So because it keeps your weight down, you become more fertile. Believe it or not, obesity decreases your fertility. And that's why I said your fertility is connected to the core of your health when you are a woman. So it's not about, again, I'm going to keep saying it because I know when I post this video, I'm going to have people saying, Connie, but I don't want to have a baby. And I'm going to want to come through the screen and strangle them. It's not about that. It's really not. Your fertility is the center of your health. Your fertility is the center of your whole being. That's why you look young. That's why you're beautiful. That's why your hair is thick, and that's why your skin is smooth. These are all Mother Nature tricks to, encourage reproduction. But you don't have to reproduce. That's why we wear makeup and we dress up, because it's all about the mating dance. But we don't call it that. You want to be attractive. Why do we want to be attractive? It's all human biology. So you want to make sure you keep that body in a healthy state. Okay? We're going to go through. Caffeine. Drink coffee, tea, and alcohol in moderation, and avoid sugary drinks entirely. That's one of the key ways to lose weight. If you switch out your Starbucks massive crazy coffee with all the whipped cream, and you switch out sodas, and you start drinking water or natural fruit infused water, you're gonna start dropping weight. And that increases fertility. So are you guys catching this now? I hope you guys are seeing that this is not me just trying to get clicks. Truly, having a diet based around fertility will help you lose weight, live longer, look better, be slim, nice hair, nice nails, more energy, keep you at an optimum health level. And we need to push the medical industry to talk about the benefits of being fertile, even if you don't want kids. And that's the thing. I think there's so much negativity about, a woman, I guess, saying, oh, be fertile. I guess it's a taboo thing. Because when I was a Presbyterian, that was the apprehension, that if women are told to be fertile, women's rights groups are going to rise up and say, how dare you tell us to be fertile? Sit down. I don't want to go into that realm. You guys know I have that realm on my channel. I'm trying to be good. I don't want to go into that realm. But like I said, it's very dangerous when one group of women speak for everyone else. When one group of women have that much influence at the medical industry that has scientific fact that can help us lose weight, help us have healthier hair, healthier nails, and prevent diseases like diabetes and cancer. It's kind of crazy that we're worried about being politically correct when it's not even an insult. It's all based on science. It's all based on a Harvard medical study. It's all based on actual medical journals. So it's kind of crazy to me that the medical industry and doctors are scared to tell women to keep themselves in a fertile state for optimum health. That's kind of, when you think about that, well, I don't know what's going on. We're almost done. Fertility weight. Keep your weight in the fertility zone. Bombaclot. Look, fertility zone, a BMI of 18.5 to 24. So this is what gets me, frustrated. Fertility, again, is not for just having kids. How often, if you overweight women, because I was very overweight, did your doctor ever tell you that being overweight can lead to infertility? Did your doctor tell you that being overweight can affect other health systems in the body, your heart, cancer, ovarian cancer, raise your chances for breast cancer. This is what kills me. So it says keeping a fertility weight, it has something called fertility zone, a BMI of 18.5 to 24. Being too thin, a body mass index of less than 18.5, or overweight, a BMI of 25 or more, can affect your fertility and your baby's health. This link is cool because when you're going to see this link, the one I'm reading, I'm going to put it in the description box. They actually have a link right there inside of here that you can touch, and you can actually calculate your BMI. What kills me is that it's not just for fertility. You need a healthy BMI for living, for making sure you're good. So there is a fertility zone, and that zone actually is good for your health. And that's why we're focusing on a fertility diet. And the reason why this is on an economic channel, this costs our country billions of dollars. It's a strain on African Americans who can't afford fertility treatments when they can't get pregnant. It's a strain on African American women when it's a mental health issue, because a lot of women get depressed and get anxiety because they can't conceive. It's a massive economic burden on African American women because we don't have the resources or even just the medical knowledge of what to do when we get infertile. Doctors are not even telling African American women the importance of keeping your body in a fertile state. It has nothing to do with wanting kids. It's about being healthy. So I have PCOS. I don't know if you guys know, I'm 38 years old. I will be 39 May 15. Happy birthday to me. And I don't think I look 38 years old. It's because I take in a lot of fertility foods on purpose. So my skin will be smooth, so I don't have wrinkles, nice and smooth. My hair, like my natural hair, is a big giant afro. I take very good care of, other things in my body, but I do believe the energy I have and the vitality is around the fact that I do center myself on a fertility diet. I've been doing it since I got diagnosed with PCOS, and there are other diets that do mimic the effects of the fertility diet. So things like the Atkins diet mimics the fertility diet. Things like the paleo diet, the caveman diet, mimics the fertility diet. And it saved me a lot of money. Instead of getting all these synthetic hormones and treatments, you gradually saw my estrogen raise and my testosterone go down. So that was healthier for me and much more cost effective. And just, it made me feel better that I had control on some aspect of my health. So I don't like to tell people I'm cured because that's kind of illegal. But what I will tell you is that keeping a fertility diet or any diet that's reflective of supporting fertility systems is the best thing you can do. You're going to see how much weight you're going to lose fast. People say to me, Connie, how long it took you to lose weight? I lost 120 pounds in a year. In a year. I have dates on all my pictures. If you message me on Facebook, you'll see the dates. I literally lost all the weight in a year. And people say, how, did you starve? No. And I wasn't eating bad food. The proteins burn fat. Proteins build muscle and muscle burns fat. I was replacing foods that were toxic in my body with foods that were healthy. And when you make that switch, it's not about starving or severe calorie reduction or crazy crap. You're actually giving your body the food it needs to sustain. Proteins and citrus and omega-3 and fatty acids. And I was eating good. I love my salmon. I love to have my chicken breast. I love to have, a nice bean stew, hook it up. I got a vegetarian book and I was learning how to cook really, detailed vegetarian dishes so I can hook it up. So it's really important that you do a fertility diet or a diet that's reflective of it. But if I was you, I would start with the fertility diet like I did. So let's go down here and exercise. So this is part of the fertility diet program, exercise. Exercise about 30 to 60 minutes daily for weight management. So you see, your weight management, your weight is connected to your fertility. And that's why I'm trying to tell women that when you do a fertility diet, everything that's good will be increased and raised in the body. So that's my frustration when I try to talk to women of color and say, hey, you need to focus on the best kept secret, which is a fertility diet. They're like, whoa, they're backing up like Street Fighter. They're like, fight, round one. Like they don't want, they're about to knock you out because they're like, I don't want to be fertile, Connie. You crazy? It's not about that. Fertility is life. Fertility is health. Fertility is youth. When you stop being fertile, you're gonna have more challenges in the body, especially keeping yourself looking youthful. So even if you're not, having menstruation, you want to still eat those healthy foods to keep the body as healthy and longevity in a sense of longevity as much as possible. So it's crazy that these are all links for fertility, but they're also connected to PCOS, insulin resistance, obesity, inflammation. Isn't it incredible? So I want us, if you're watching this video, I want you to promise me this. I want you to promise me that you'll go to your GYN and you'll talk about what's the importance of fertility for women of color. Like, how important is it to keep my body in a fertile state? Talk seriously, all jokes aside. And if your practitioner doesn't understand the effects or the benefits of fertility, of keeping your body fertile, even if you don't want to conceive, then you might want to get a different a different doctor, because it's not a joke anymore. I know we're laughing, we're having fun, but Black women are dying. And they're dying because they're getting misdiagnosed like I was. They're dying because they're not getting the right information. They're dying because, they're just not getting connected to what they need for life. And a fertility diet is life. If you are fertile, if you're at optimum fertile, you know what that means? Optimum fertile, which means you're maximizing your fertility. It means you're not overweight. It means your hair is healthy. It means that you're at a healthy BMI. So BMI can be underweight or overweight, so we're going to include that. It means that you're less prone to catch cancer because you're not eating an acidic diet. It also means that if you have endometriosis or PCOS, you're suppressing those disorders and other imbalances that happens in the body. A lot of stuff happens down there in the muffin, this and that. Having this type of diet can prevent it. The reason why Black women may have all these issues happening in the body, all the intimate issues that you may be having, all of them, is because the body's not at a healthy fertility level. It's at the toxic level. So keeping the body fertile, even if you don't want children, is the best way to lose weight, keep weight off, and actually be healthy. I'm a big advocate for losing weight, but also an equal advocate for being healthy. You can lose weight and still be sick and not getting the nutrients your body needs to properly function. So it's really important that it's not just about losing weight, it's actually also about being healthy. And African Americans, we have needs. We have specific needs, that we have to support in our body. So that's it. Thank you for watching Hospital Economics. Again, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, visit me on Patreon. I'm getting my Patreon up this week. I'm excited. It's been a struggle. So thank you guys and have a wonderful day.